High Fiber Sports AFC South Breakdown.
Welcome in, beautiful people, to another NFL Divisional Breakdown episode of High Fiber Sports. Get your fiber in. I'm Matt Kobold, Sammy Belkis here, my guy Brad McDonald. Brad, let the people know what division we're doing tonight.
Honestly, Matt, it's been 3 nights in a row. I don't even know where we're at anymore. It's some shit division. I think Sam's a fan. That's the only reason why he's here, right? AFC South. It's like where all shit teams go to play, and then like one of them has to get a playoff spot, right? Is that the one? Sam?
Ouch. I mean, there was a team from that division that won a playoff game last year, so let's have a little respect.
Yeah, well, broken clocks right twice a day, I think, is the saying.
That's right, fellas. You see the Colts shirt over here, the Titans shirt over here. We're doing an AFC South breakdown. We're going to predict the standings at the end. We're going to give you a fantasy bust, a fantasy sleeper. We got some picks to make, some players to put our flag on, some teams to claim. Brad, what do you think about the AFC South last year? Let's go through the standings real quick. No team in the AFC South last season had a positive point differential. As you're saying, Brad, it's one of the worst divisions in the league. It's a one playoff division, one playoff team division. There's not going to be a wild card coming from here. I think we can all agree on that right off the bat. Last year, Houston, they go to the playoffs, 10-7. They defeat the Chargers in the wild card round before losing to Kansas City. Sammy,
That was actually on accident, but I enjoyed it.
I was trying to say Colts, so yeah, I don't think it was an accident. I don't think it was an accident. Sammy, your Colts went 8-9 last season. You know, a little bit of promise. I know you had your hopes up high. All 8 wins last year for the Colts were one-score games. You see Jacksonville come in at 4-13. They get the number 5 pick, trade up with the Browns, select my guy Travis Hunter out of Colorado. And then, of course, my Titans in the basement, 3-14, get the number 1 pick, my guy Cam Ward, Miami. Can't wait to see him. Preseason tonight, looking good. Looking good preseason. Titans are winning right now. But the Tennessee Titans last season had a minus 149 point differential. That was the worst since the franchise moved to Tennessee in 1999. Brad, give us your thoughts of this AFC South last season.
I mean, I gave you a general take to start with. Not good. The Texans, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were going to take the next step, especially with C.J. Stroud having such a good rookie year. So that was a bit of a surprise to me, honestly. I thought they were probably going to go like, I don't know, 13-4, something like that, especially playing on those dog shit teams every week.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a big surprise. The Colts, the quarterback situation's everything, you know, and the defense is shit. They fired Gus Bradley, so maybe that changes some things. So couldn't really expect a lot from them with the inconsistency that they had last year, just in the whole offensive squad or defense, in that matter. Jaguars, what a dumpster fire last year was. But hey, the smartest thing they did from last year was fire Trent Baalke. Okay, no idea why he ever got another job doing what he did in San Francisco. He was the bane of our existence. The second we can his ass, the Niners got better. I can't believe someone else brought him in, but it's the same people that thought hiring Urban Meyer was a good call. Nice work, guys. Yeah. And so that, you know, kind of came with the territory. Doug Peterson, he got fired in Philly after winning the Super Bowl, too. So obviously he's got some things that maybe we don't know a lot about. And the Titans were absolute dog shit garbage. Will Levis is an absolute
Mr. Mayo.
Will Levis is just Brady Quinn 2.0.
Damn.
Big, strong guy that got drafted.
Calling on my guy Brady Quinn like that?
Calling on my guy double whammy.
Quinn? Damn.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's you tough. Prefer Jake Locker? Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I think of last season.
Wow, yeah. Not bad takes there, Brad. Yeah. You know, you got Houston going to the playoffs. Jags and the Yeah, the Jags and Titans are two of the 5 worst teams in all the NFL last season.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, give us your thoughts on how the division played out last year.
Yeah, I think the AFC South has always been the AFC South, for lack of a better phrase. The only difference is back in the early 2000s, the Colts were so good with Peyton Manning, Reggie, Marv, Edrin, and the boys that they just steamrolled every single time. Ever since Andrew Luck left, now you just add the Colts as a 4th team where, okay, the Titans have a few good years making the playoffs with Tannehill and King Henry and Vrabel.
One seed.
Yep. And then a couple years with Blake Bortles where the Jags made the AFC Championship. And now it's the Texans having a few strong years. So it's a very winnable division. It's constantly disappointing. But if you're one of those 4 teams, you got to think that any year could be your year.
Yeah.
I mean, the best team in the division was like barely making it into the playoffs at 10-7.
God, Blake Bortles. I feel like he's like the Chumbawamba of NFL quarterbacks. Don't know why.
That dude
They
belongs
just
on a
come to me.
construction site smoking a cig.
Yeah.
Smoking a cig. Good old Marlboro, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, boys, we're gonna predict the division standings here at the end. But first, we got to give you a sleeper. We got to give you a bust. I'm gonna lead us off here in the division. My biggest bust in the division, just like last night, Brad, I was saying I was kind of having trouble finding a bust for the AFC West. Same thing here for the AFC South. I feel like all these guys are pretty much valued. Excuse me, pretty much valued at their right price. But damn it, there was some news this past week that we got to discuss. My biggest bust, the situation that's going to be leaving me doing the most laundry on Sunday night because I'm just queefing in my pants. The Colts quarterback decision. Indianapolis, we're going to the 317 here, Sammy. Danny Dookie Jones was just named the starter this week over Anthony Richardson. Now, Danny Dookie Jones, I like his legs. I do like his legs, Vanilla Vic. He rushed for 708 yards and 7 tutties back in 2022. He was the quarterback 9 in fantasy on ESPN. Solid season. But those other 5 years in his career in New York, QB 24, 24, 27, 44, and 28. My God. I don't want this guy. I don't want AR. 16 games played for Danny Jones over the last 2 seasons. The Giants didn't want him. Minnesota picked him up, didn't play him. Let's talk about Anthony Richardson here, Sammy, because I know you got some thoughts on him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of takes. A lot of people have made their feelings and opinions known. It's actually been pretty big news in the NFL at large. A lot of analysts breaking down what they think. I'll give you a couple. I personally thought they should have named Anthony the starter. This was his best offseason yet. He worked on all the things they wanted him to work on. He was, for the most part, healthy. He had that short stint with his shoulder. He dislocated the pinky. Those were both fine. He took every rep in training camp. He was showing up early. He was staying late. He was doing all the things that they asked him. There was positive news from a lot of his teammates. So I thought he did enough to be named the starter over Daniel Jones. That being said, I got sent something from one of my cousins this morning where it said, how would you rather get to work, in a Prius cruising down the highway or an experimental rocket ship that could explode on launch? Comparing Daniel Jones to Anthony Richardson. I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, I eat Taco Bell, so that's what I do.
I agree with it, but here's the thing. Daniel Jones gets you to 5-12 at worst, 8-9 at best. That's my opinion. That's like his range.
That's a high ceiling. That's a high ceiling.
5-12 to 8-9. I think 8-9 is the best he can do. That's kind of like what the Colts did a couple years ago with Gardner Minshew. Okay. With Anthony Richardson, I feel like it's more 5-12 or 12-5. He still has so much untapped potential. The thing that frustrates me the most is that this is an organization with no direction. Say Daniel Jones is on the higher end. Maybe we sniff the playoffs, go 8-9, 9-8, something like that. What are we going to do? Overpay him for another year? He's currently overpaid at $14 million.
Oh,
so,
whoa.
And then if we stick with Daniel Jones, or if we do this year with Daniel Jones and then we want to draft a quarterback next year, with what, the 15th overall pick, we're going to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks? I don't think so.
I mean, you could always get a quarterback in the 7th round.
Just had to put that one in there, didn't you?
Still glazing.
Hey, did I lie? Did I say something incorrect? No?
Wipe your chin, okay? Brock Purdy was talked about 2 nights ago enough. Tonight's the AFC South, okay?
I didn't even bring up Brock Purdy. That's weird that you guys mentioned him. I didn't even say a name or anything, so
I want to get your opinion, Brad, on Anthony Richardson, quarterback here. Last season, okay, he's still only 23 years old, first off. He's still only 23 years old, number 4 pick. Don't give up on this guy, is my opinion. Don't give up on this guy, but
I get it.
Brad, listen to these stats right here. Last year, among 43 qualified quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson ranked first in average depth of target. He's thrown it deep. First in deep throw rate. Like I said, he's thrown it deep. But out of 43 qualified quarterbacks, he was 43rd in passer rating, 43rd in completion percentage, 43rd in adjusted completion percentage, accounting for drops, 43rd in off-target rate, and you guessed it, 43rd in check down rate. Dead fucking last in 5 stats. The wide receivers, in my opinion, also blew for the Indianapolis Colts, so they can't elevate this situation for Danny Dookie Jones or AR. I don't want any part of the Colts passing attack outside of the tight end position, but I don't want anything to do with AR, Dookie Jones. I think it's a terrible decision like you, Sam. Brad, what's your take on that? And give us your biggest bust in the AFC South.
Well, take on that was, I mean, I get why you're all excited. The arm talent, everything with Richardson. But I know I've went over this before. What's up, Trey Lance 2.0? You know, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. And honestly, I can kind of see why he lost his job. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is from the practice where I think he actually lost it. Yeah, and I think that was really the end there, at that point in time.
A lot of fiber.
a lot of get your fiber in. Fiber sports.
But seriously, it's one of those things. They must have saw something in practice that went over his potential. Because yes, it was the same. Again, Trey Lance would have had another shot to come back, and if they really thought his potential was worth it. But they saw someone that could operate their offense better right now, and in the NFL, you got to win right now. We're going bust first?
Yeah.
All right. Bust. This one, I mean, it was pretty obvious to me after the draft. Nico Collins. Because they drafted 2 Iowa State wide receivers in the draft. So obviously he's going to drop in value, and he's not going to be worth it anymore. So that's a problem. Now there's 3 Iowa State receivers in that receiver room. There's just not enough room for him anymore to get as many catches as he once did. So, yeah, I'm going Nico Collins there. Don't pick him. Higgins is going to take over.
I like you putting your balls on the table there, Brad. I like you putting your balls on the table.
My mom never did.
Nico Collins a top 10 wide receiver for me. I'm not worried about him. He's the big dog there. CJ Stroud, maybe a bounce back year. I got to disagree with you on that one, Brad, but I like you putting your balls on the table. Say me anything about that and give us your bust.
Yeah, it's a bold take. I like it. I disagree. I think he's safe. He's going late first round, early second. I think he's a bona fide wide receiver 1. Before I get to my bust, I just have a quick honorable mention. We talked a lot about the Colts quarterback situation. I think you got to throw Alec Pierce in there, right? Wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. He was unlocked last year by Anthony Richardson with that arm that we talked about, chucking it 60 yards for a touchdown. Daniel Jones is the dink and dunk king. He's not throwing the ball downfield. He's not pushing it downfield. We're talking his average depth of target at least 4 yards less than Anthony Richardson. So I think Alec Pierce is going to have a pretty big drop off. But my actual bust for the AFC South is none other than Cam Ward. Had to do it to my Titans fan over here. The Titans were the worst team in the league, right? They had the number 1 overall pick for a reason. All of their...
Whoa. I wouldn't mind the number 1 pick again, but I don't think we're going to be the worst team again. Come on now.
We'll see. But getting back to Cam Ward, Titans, worst team in the league. They were able to draft him for a reason. Only 18.3 points per game for the Titans, and we have to mention all of Cam Ward's wide receivers are a couple of steps away from the nursing home.
Whoa.
we got Van Jefferson 29, Ridley 31, and Tyler Lockett 33. So he's athletic. He's got the scramble and the ad-lib ability, but he wants to be a pocket passer. He's more of that like Joe Burrow, Shadur Sanders. Like he's looking downfield. He wants to throw first. He's not Jaden Daniels. Nobody's talking about him like they were talking about Jaden Daniels in fantasy last year with that running upside. So if anybody's getting excited thinking they're going to snag Cam Ward late and he's going to have all this upside, I hate to tell you, but that's not going to happen.
Not this year anyway.
Not a bad take there, Sammy. It's not going to happen this year, but, Calvin Ridley, a young 31, by the way, young 31. He missed a season and a half there, but I like the veteran options for Cam Ward. You don't have these young guys to throw to, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett's been around the block, Calvin Ridley. That's 3 solid veterans. Tony Pollard out of the backfield. I like the veterans that Cam Ward has. They're old, but they've been around the block. Brad, quickly, anything about Cam Ward here, bus pick?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Not overall as a bust. I just don't think he's going to do it this year. I don't think they got the team around him. Yeah, veterans, but not enough explosiveness really on that team. So, you need someone to break a big play when you're young to open up the defense, and so they're not stacking the box on you, or he needs a weapon. He needs a weapon that he can just throw the ball up in the air and trust that they can come down with it, and I can't name a guy on their team that I would trust to do that.
That's fair. Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, I think they're fairly priced. Might be sleepers. Might be good value here. Talking about sleepers, though, let's move into our sleepers for the AFC South here on High Fiber Sports. I'm going to lead us off here, boys. I'm going to Indianapolis. I'm not a Colts fan. I'm from Indiana, not a Colts fan, but I'm going to Indy, baby. Tyler Warren at the tight end position. I mentioned I didn't really want any part of the Colts passing attack except from the tight end position. I like Tyler Warren. I think this boy's a little bit different. 23 years old, out of Penn State. We saw the last 2 seasons. Sam Laporta 2 years ago as a rookie was tight end 1. Last season, Brock Bowers as a rookie was tight end 1. Could it be 3 years in a row? Probably not, but I like Tyler Warren's value. Last year at Penn State, Tyler Warren had 104 catches for 1,233 yards and 8 tutties. His 104 catches led the Big Ten. Not just for tight ends, but just the whole conference led the Big Ten.
Didn't he catch a center pass, too?
He did a lot. He ran the ball.
Threw the ball.
He threw the ball. 1,233 receiving yards. Was second in all the Big Ten. And now shout out to my guy Andy for the fantasy footballers for these 3 nuggets right here. Tyler Warren, go check out the AFC West breakdown from last night that just dropped into the feed on YouTube. I talked a lot about Brock Bowers last night. I'm a big Brock Bowers guy. He's a keeper for me in fantasy. But Tyler Warren last season at Penn State compared to Brock Bowers at Georgia, Tyler Warren had a higher targets per route run than Bowers, higher yards per route run than Bowers, and Tyler Warren had more receiving yards versus man coverage than any other player last year. He's a mismatch problem. He's an athlete, a football player. I think he's a difference maker. He's the number 14 pick to your Colts. I was shocked when Colston Loveland out of Michigan went before him at the tight end position to the Bears at number 10.
Right.
I was shocked. I was shocked that he went before Tyler Warren. But the big dog from Penn State, he's currently being drafted as tight end 11 on ESPN in the 12th round. That's a steal, baby. That's the 3rd highest average draft position for a rookie tight end ever. And it's a debate. We're talking about, is Michael Pittman better? Is Josh Downs better? We're really not sure. But how about this? Fuck them both. Tyler Warren might be the big dog. Tyler Warren might be the number 1 option. The Colts need him. Like I said, he's a mismatch problem. I'm not worried about him going to the sorry-ass Colts. I think they're going to fucking suck. I'm not worried about him going to a bad team because look at the Raiders last year. They had a QB situation with Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. It was a QB situation there, and they sucked. They won fucking 4 games, I think. But Bowers still dominated. He was the tight end 1. I think Tyler Warren can have a similar season. Brad, actually, Sammy, give me your thoughts on Tyler Warren for your Indianapolis Indianapolis Colts this season.
Yeah, not much to say. I think you hit it on the head. I'm just going to be honest. I'm targeting him in the 2 NFL fantasy leagues that I'm in. I think even if you have to go higher at even rounds 8 or 9, he's still a steal. The Colts haven't had a good tight end since Jack Doyle back in like 2018. Does anybody know Mo Alley Cox or Drew Ogletree? Nobody knows those names. Nobody knows those names. The Colts have been desperate for a number 1 difference-making tight end for years, and they finally have their guy. They were shocked that Tyler Warren dropped to them. They couldn't have been more excited to pick him. And I agree with Matt. It doesn't. I think he's quarterback proof. And I mentioned earlier about Daniel Jones wanting to dink and dunk, middle of the field, moving the chains. That's Tyler Warren. I think that's a great pick.
All day.
Great value there in the 12th round for Tyler Warren. Brad, give us your thoughts on Tyler Warren and give us your biggest sleeper for the AFC South.
Well, I can't really say much. He went on a 30-minute diatribe about it.
Was it really?
So, yeah, Jesus Christ, there's half the pod, him sucking Tyler Warren's dick.
Okay, Mr. Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I know. You think I like Brock Purdy. God damn.
I might get a Tyler Warren jersey. Huh?
Yeah.
I might get a Tyler Warren jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. Put him in a room with Tyler Warren. He's going to come out. Oh, it's a spooky ghost. Ectoplasm.
I think he's different.
No, obviously, Matt, I totally agree because that was mine, you asshole. Yeah, because
nice.
Same reasons, too. Bowers coming out, and just watching him at Penn State last year, he's ridiculous. He would do anything on the field, any position. And like I was talking about with the Niners, or one of the recent pods, I'm like, they're all blending together right now. But how the multi-positional athlete is the key to developing any team. Have guys that can be tight end, halfback for a play. They'll split out. They'll do everything. Block, run, pass. Everyone does it all nowadays. So I appreciate him. So I'll go with my backup sleeper, and that's Tank Bigsby.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Because I think, there was rumors about ETN being traded recently. And so Bigsby honestly looked better last year. Although shit year, whatever. But I have a feeling the Jaguars are looking up, and I think he's going to be their number 1 back by the end of the year.
It's an interesting situation there in Jacksonville in the backfield. I kept Travis Etienne last year coming off a RB3 season, thinking he was a big dog in the backfield, right? And he queefed on me. And now I don't know. I'm feeling like he could be a value right now with Liam Cohen coming over, Mr. Duval.
Yeah, he's a swell.
But we'll see. We'll see about Travis Etienne for sure and Tank Bigsby. But shout out to my guy Zach. Just got a Tank Bigsby jersey.
Wow.
Jersey. Zach did.
From like Temu or?
I don't know where he got it. Sammy, any thoughts there? And give us your biggest sleeper in the AFC South.
I'm surprised with how far into this podcast we are. It took us that long to do the Liam Cohen Duval.
Yeah.
Duval.
Speaking of that weirdo, he's got a good offensive mind. I mean, look what he did with Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. And I don't know about you guys, but I see a very distinct parallel where Tank Bigsby is your first and second down bruiser between the tackles. And then Travis Etienne is your veteran, like Rashad White, like Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Tank Bigsby, Travis Etienne. So I agree with Brad. I think in fantasy drafts, you got to go Tank Bigsby first, because I think Travis Etienne is going to be more your third down passing back.
Yeah, I think he's it's just kind of trending in that direction. Like I said, I heard rumors about. That's better.
Whoa.
The beer. ETN getting traded, so that kind of puts more faith in the fact that I think Bigsby's moving up on the depth chart.
Give us your biggest sleeper there, Sammy, in the AFC South this season.
Yeah, this was tough. I think at first I thought there were a lot of sleepers in the AFC South, but I think more than sleeper, there are values. So just a couple of quick values. I think even though everybody's talking about him and knows him, he's going to be this rookie phenom out of Colorado, Travis Hunter. There's unknown with rookies. So a lot of times you can get value with rookies later in drafts. And especially if you're in a keeper league, that may pay off big time for you in future seasons. So even though Travis Hunter has the big name, I still love where he's going. He's around 80th overall on the ESPN format.
Yep.
That's mid 6th round. I think that's totally worth it as your wide receiver 2. If you're going a lot of running backs early, or maybe even your wide receiver 3 flex. I don't know if he's going to be playing much defense. So I like Travis Hunter as a value. With the Texans, Christian Kirk. I mean, the Texans, Tank Dell's gone. He's out for this year.
Sorry, I heard
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, and that was my immediate reaction.
With his Iowa State boys there, yeah, I'd assume that.
Yeah.
You got a couple of rookies. Nico Collins going to demand a lot of attention from defenses. I mean, say what you want about Christian Kirk. He's going like 167 overall. That's the 14th round. You can pick him with your he's free. You can pick him with your last pick, and he might end up being the wide receiver too. And then the last value I'll throw out there, Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh, come on.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Stop.
He's the number 1 wide receiver option. I mean, Tyler Warren's great.
Yeah.
Like, we think he's going to be great, but Michael Pittman is still the wide receiver 1. He's paid like the wide receiver 1. He's tough as nails. He played all of last season with a back injury, and he is not the deep downfield threat like Alec Pierce. He is not the gadget guy. He is the middle of the field possession guy. So I think, again, with Daniel Jones being named the starter, it's better for all your weapons because you're going to have more consistency, but especially Pittman as that like middle of the field possession guy. But as far as my sleeper pick, I'm going to go with Brenton Strange from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like it.
He is not being picked. This is someone who is free if you decide to use your last round pick on him. But more than likely, he's going to be somebody that people fight over as a waiver wire pickup. Tight end's a tough position, and a lot of people aren't happy with their tight end picks after the second week rolls around. And I think Brenton Strange is going to be one of those guys that people are going after. I think he's going to have a couple of good, strong games at the start of the season. Christian Kirk is gone and Evan Ingram is gone. That's a lot of.
Yeah, they let Ingram go. He's got a chance to slide in. I don't think it's a bad idea.
That is a lot of vacated targets. And then you have the emergence of Brian Thomas Jr.
Big dog.
He's going to demand a lot of attention. I like Brenton Strange. He's a 2nd round pick. He's got the decent draft pedigree. He's young still. He's only going into his 3rd year. And just a couple of quotes come out of camp. Trevor Lawrence said he loves Brenton. He's always looking his way. So I think that could be like a big time sleeper.
I do agree with you there, Sammy. That was my runner-up for my sleeper was Brenton Strange there. You know, Evan Ingram, he comes out here to the Mile High City. Lot of vacated targets, like you were saying. And the games he filled in for Ingram last year, he produced. So I like that pick. Anything there, Brad?
I figured you two were into some Strange.
I'm pretty strange.
To finish up this AFC South breakdown episode of High Fiber Sports, we're going to predict the final divisional standings. Brad, throwing it to you here first, big dog. Give us what you think. Who's winning this one? Who's a possible wild card team? Can we get 2 teams in the playoffs here?
Don't be dumb. This is going to be a shakeup from last year, in my opinion. Kind of.
Okay.
Honestly, the Texans, I want to pick them to repeat, but I'm not going to. The Iowa State receivers are going to ball out, but I don't know about anyone else. Then, so who takes over? Is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
And they're going to have an explosive offense this year. I truly believe it. I mean, adding Travis Hunter to Trevor Lawrence, and then on top of that, Brian Thomas Jr., who should have been a Pro Bowler his rookie year. You guys are talking shit with your mic off, I can tell, all right? Yeah, watch your tone, all right? I'm leaning in on this shit. Not to mention on the defensive side of the ball, 2 of the young, the best duo of defensive ends in the NFL right now, and Hines Allen and Walker out of Georgia. Like, that's a hell of a combination right there. So you add that on top of their offense, and like I said, the receivers plus Bigsby balling out, also two running backs that can really, they actually have a stable. Like, I think they're set on offense to go. And Hey,
Damn.
if Duval can do anything with that offense, I think they take over the division. I go Jaguars.
Yeah.
Texans right behind them.
Yeah.
Colts in third, and the Titans are fucking trash. I mean, they're still trash.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, they're better. They're like less smelly poop, but like
Damn.
they're
Damn.
still poop. They're still
Damn.
like, I mean,
Are we going to see a Titan on any of your fantasy football rosters this season, Brad?
yeah, I'll probably auto draft a league and accidentally get one.
Accidentally pick up fucking Tajay Spears or some shit.
Yeah.
Sammy, give us your final standings predictions here for the AFC South. How do you see this playing out?
Yeah, once again, I don't fault Brad for a bolder take, but I am going to disagree. I like Liam Cohen there as the head coach. I like maybe Trevor Lawrence figuring it out with a competent, offensive-minded head coach. I like their weapons. I like Travis Hunter. I tried to put them above the Texans, and I just couldn't do it because I remembered what happened last year. Even though Stroud had a little bit of a sophomore slump, they not only made the playoffs, but they beat a very tough Chargers team in the playoffs.
20, I think.
Yeah.
Smacked them.
Yeah. And I couldn't do it. I think it's prove it to me. For the Jacksonville to take that big of a step is kind of hard for me to believe. And I'm going to give the Texans a benefit of the doubt. I have them going 10-7.
Oh.
I do, however, have Jacksonville making a leap from third up to second, going 9-8. I have my Colts at 7-10. I just don't believe the offense with Daniel Jones. I don't believe it. And then the Titans, I have a marginally better, but still in the basement at 5-12.
Got the Jags getting a wild card there?
I don't know. With the AFC North and the AFC West, as tough as they are, it's tough.
Yeah. There's no way with those two divisions they're stealing one.
I'm agreeing with Sammy here at the top a little bit. I think Houston and Jacksonville, that gap is closer than people think. I think it's closer than people think. You saying Houston's going to win the division again with 10 wins. That might be what it is again, because this division is not that good. It might be one of the worst. It might be the worst. But I am going Houston. I am going Jacksonville. I like the Travis Hunter pickup. I've said it too many times. Brian Thomas Jr., big dog.
So good.
Big dog. He's different. Okay, I like him. Trevor Lawrence. This might be a make it or break it year for him. This might be a make it or break it year for Trevor Lawrence. Come on, show us. Number 1 pick. Then, at the bottom, I think it's going to be close. I think it's also going to be closer than we think at the bottom.
No,
I'm going to say both the Titans and the Colts win 6 games. Titans get that tiebreaker, baby. Colts in the basement.
Wow.
Fuck
No.
the Colts.
No, that's a delusional fucking fan right there.
Fuck the
Like, I'm
Colts.
sorry. The talent level
Fuck
on
'em.
those teams is not the same. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, you're going to say that because they're going to beat you twice next year. That's why you're going to be saying that.
Listen, Matt was imbibing quite a bit before we
Yeah.
did the podcast. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not in his right mind.
No, clearly not.
I put a little 2-leg parlay on FanDuel today on the wins. Colts on the under 7.5. Titans on the over 5.5. Come on, boys. Put a 20 spot on it like me. I think you're going to make some money this year.
I don't piss away money, Matt. No thanks.
That's going to do us, boys, here for the AFC South divisional breakdown episode of High Fiber Sports. We appreciate everybody coming out here. Please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. You know, Brad, you guys did the NFC West, the Brock Purdy glaze 2 nights ago. We got on with our boy Kyle Jennings, the Chargers fan, for the AFC West last night. So we got these divisional pods rolling. Appreciate your hard work. Sammy, anything you got for the people about your Colts, maybe a prediction before you get out here this evening?
I don't have much to say that I haven't already said. I cannot wait for football season to start.
right.
I cannot do one more mock draft. I'm ready to do real drafts, and I'm ready. I purchased a Sunday ticket today. I'm ready. Can't wait.
Whoa, hear this guy?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a student. I get that student discount, okay?
Oh, good call.
That's right,
Good
that's
call.
right. That's right. Brad,
Oh, yeah, man.
great job on this AFC South, as always. I'm excited for my Titans. Cam Ward, the number 1 pick. He's got some veteran options. Let's get an improvement. Let's get an improvement on this season. Any last thoughts from you, Brad, on the AFC South? And also, I want to congratulate you on joining the Indy Lurches League, a prestigious fantasy football league. I want to congratulate you on sliding in that last spot.
Yeah, well, apparently Sam was out, so I got invited. I'm not sure what happened. Apparently, he has some affinity against waffles, or maybe the diseases that come from the bathrooms where you have to poop. I'm not sure, but
I resigned in disgrace.
yeah. Well, that's fair enough. Well, honestly, dudes, it was the best. It was good to see you again, Sammy boy, and doing it with you guys is always fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm just glad you guys let me interrupt Mustache Ride Night just to join me.